Skiptar in 2012, and a compilation of re-recorded songs. In the years following his release from prison, Vikernes became an active video blogger on his YouTube channel, which was called Thulian Perspective, but YouTube removed his channel from the platform in June 2019. But by that point, the channel had 250,000 subscribers, so there's a chance if he redeemed the 100,000 subscriber play button that YouTube gave a murderer a play button. I'm talking about a murderer that already killed someone, not like a YouTuber that ended up killing someone. Like they rewarded a murderer with a 100k play button.
Varg Vikernes, født 11.2.73, dømmes til en straff av fengsel i 21 år.
Well, that's
Johnny
two
Cash.
people here that are now out after murdering somebody. Huge. Wow. 80 tier 1 Platonic and the resub Licked Doge and the Prime Lion and the resub Natanata. Yeah, they must have been real lax on that. Thanks, the resub Penguin.
Johnny Cash was an American country singer-songwriter. Much of Cash's music contained themes of sorrow, moral tribulation, and redemption, especially in the later stages of his career. He was known for his deep, calming voice, kinda like me. In Los Angeles in the summer of 1965, Johnny Cash was living in the wilderness of Southern California
was that a G
when
flat?
he sparked a wildfire with his overheated truck. It blazed through more than 500 acres and threatened the lives of endangered condors. This took the lives of 49 condors, and there were only 53 condors in that entire forest. Sad, because in 1987, the California condor was officially declared extinct in the wild, and it's safe to assume Johnny Cash had a lot to do with it. When asked by a judge if he started the fire, he said, "My truck did, and it's dead, so you can't question it." He ended up settling the case for $82,000, or about $500,000 in today's dollars. When held legally responsible by investigators, Cash made lovely statements such as, "I don't care about your damn yellow buzzards." Yeah, he was definitely feeling pretty remorseful. If you guys are looking for ways to support the channel other than just watching the videos,
what a piece of shit!
It's already enough. Thank you so much. You can also buy from
Johnny
the
Cash
brand.
music.
The website is
I didn't know he was such a
earldoesn'texist.com, and we
douche.
currently have our Christmas collection. You can follow us over on Instagram as
Hey!
Exist. We have a new comic. We upload a lot of comics, so if you wanna go see the adventures of Earl, you can go check it out. Everything from the Christmas collection will leave on New Year's, so these are very limited. We're never gonna sell these again. Next year it'll be different Christmas collection.
Steve.
These
Good to see you, man.
designs
Hope you're doing well.
are
Happy
limited. Yeah, if you want to
holidays.
support the channel, if you want to
Thanks,
look
resub
cool, if
Georgia.
you want to get a special gift for a special someone, make sure to shop at earldoesn'texist.
Sucks, but it's not murder.
Oh,
Well, yeah, it's
by the
definitely
way,
not murder.
Make sure to use code EARL20.
I mean, I guess it is murder.
Off anything
49
on the site.
condors.
This will expire on January 1st.
Not
And now
intentionally,
let's move on to the
but
next topic.
Still.
Ozzy Osbourne. John Michael Ozzy Osbourne is an English singer,
resub
songwriter, and television personality. He rose to prominence during the 1970s as the lead vocalist of the heavy metal band Black Sabbath. On February 19th, 1982,
Bit the head off a
Osbourne had a
bat.
few too many drinks and ended up stumbling on the street in nothing but his girlfriend's dress. He was in a dress because she hid all his clothing in order so that he wouldn't go out anymore, but Ozzy being Ozzy, he just put on her dress and left. He ended up taking a leak and thought nothing of it, and it was later revealed that Ozzy peed within the Alamo Plaza, not the Alamo itself. But still pretty disrespectful, as it's quite literally nicknamed.
I actually remember this.
It holds this status because it
remember
represents
this
the
story.
Battle of Alamo, which was a pivotal event in the Texas Revolution following a 13-day battle where Mexican troops reclaimed the mission, killing most of the occupants inside. Police arrested Ozzy, who spent part of the afternoon in a local jail on charges of public intoxication. He was later freed that evening on a $40 bond and performed at the city's Hemisphere Arena Convention Center. This also led to him being banned from playing in San Antonio, Texas for 10 years. Once those 10 years were up, a sober Ozzy came back and gave a proper apology.
What? Are they speaking through a waterfall? What is that?
DMX.
Oh.
On July 1st, 2004 at 8 p.m., DMX, whose real name was Earl Simmons, and his friend were at the JFK airport, specifically in the parking lot for terminals 1, 2, and 3. Allegedly in a hurry, DMX and his accomplice were becoming irritated with the speed of the car in front of them. So DMX turned on the siren lights of his Ford Expedition. Why he had siren lights? I don't even know. DMX pulled
That's
the
so
rental car
hype,
over,
though.
and keep in mind,
What?
the dude was with his wife and his daughter. DMX told the guy that he and his friend were FBI agents and attempted to drag him out of his own car. After failing to do so,
How do you
DMX
use
returned to
sirens
his
as a
vehicle
civilian?
and crashed through a gate, where he was then arrested by Port Authority police and found with multiple rocks of crack cocaine. DMX and his friend, whose name is Jackie Hudgens, were charged with cocaine possession, criminal impersonation, criminal possession of a weapon, criminal mischief, driving under the influence of drugs or alcohol, also for claiming being a federal agent and attempting to carjack a vehicle. The victim was originally seeking compensation in the amount of $4 million from DMX. DMX's attorney, Rich Cord, spoke on behalf of his client, explaining that the rapper felt he was justified in pulling the victim over and making a citizen's arrest. He went on to say, his vehicle looked like it was a police vehicle, and he believed the victim should have gotten out of the way. When the victim didn't get out of his way, he decided he should pull him over. He regularly
What the fuck? This is the. There's no way this works. It's. First of all, it's illegal to impersonate a police vehicle. You can't even have sirens. What do you mean? Like, that's already a crime. Like, a literal crime. I do love the excuse, though, that he actually wasn't trying to, like, steal their car. It was a citizen's arrest. I like that. That's an interesting angle. I like that one. That's good RP. You can buy sirens but can't use them. I don't even know where the fuck you can get sirens. I thought it was literally illegal to have sirens on top of your car unless you are a police officer. You can't flash red and blues. You can have, of course, like workers' lights and all of that, but you cannot flash red and blues. I think that's literally illegal. Amazon. Well, yeah, I guess you can get like toy ones and slap them up there. Thanks to the resub, Cobra Molnir and Champ. It's illegal to do, but you can still install LED lights. Well, yeah, you can still have like some kind of lights. I'm saying you cannot be like siren. You cannot. I don't even think you can have fucking red or blue headlights for that very reason. Am I right or wrong with that? You cannot flash anything red or blue because you cannot be mistaken for a law enforcement officer. It's illegal. Jeremy DeWitt alert. True. Classic Jeremy. Thanks to resub, Bora. Fucking hype, though, that for some reason he had law enforcement sirens for his vehicle. That's cool, I guess. DMX was just above the law. He was the law. But he flew a little too close to the sun with all the crack and then trying to arrest someone. Oh, that's not what he was trying to do. But I do like the angle of the citizen's arrest is trying to get him out of the charge.
Billy admits to making believe he was an FBI agent and telling the victim to get out of the car. He denies striking him or trying to pull him out of the car. DMX was given a conditional discharge on December 8, 2004, but pleaded guilty on October 25, 2005 to violating parole. Here's a clip of DMX talking about it on The Breakfast Club in 2012.
I was rushing for a flight.
Right.
And this dude in the raggedy ass Honda, he driving wild slow.
Right.
Now usually if I'm in a rush, you know what I'm saying, and I'm in that truck, I hit the lights and, you know, throw the siren or whatever, and they get out the way.
Right.
But he was just totally disrespecting my authority. Not that I really
What authority?
I didn't really have the authority. But what if I really did have the authority?
Right. So you
What
threw the
if-
light on.
Yeah, I threw the light on.
So you just have sirens in your car.
Well, that one, yeah.
Yeah.
That one, yeah.
I think that made you feel like you had more authority than you actually had.
Rick James. James Ambrose
What the fuck? It sounds like they actually just gave him a law enforcement unmarked vehicle. What the fuck you mean? I just threw on the sirens. That's so wild. Yeah, I mean, at that point, goddamn, he basically was just like an unsworn-in officer. Thanks to the resub, Mitch and Teriyaki. And the bits, Eliza.
Johnson Jr. was an
DMX
American
is his own
singer,
precinct.
songwriter, musician, and record producer. Born and raised in Buffalo, New York, James began his musical career in his teenage years.
I
He was
only
in
know
plenty
Rick
of bands
James
before
from
entering
Chappelle's
the US
Show.
Navy Reserve to avoid being drafted into the Army. In 1964,
Oh, I also know his iconic interview where he's like, cocaine's a hell of a drug. That's it. That's all I know about Rick James. What do the 5 fingers say to the face? Slap. And Charlie Murphy. Man, this has been a night of like remembering old Chappelle Show moments. That show was so good back in the day. Fuck me. I'm Rick James, bitch. I know literally nothing about his music or him as a person, though.
James deserted to Toronto, Canada, where he formed the rock band the Mynah Birds, who eventually signed a recording deal with Motown Records in 1966. Johnson's career with the group halted after military authorities discovered his whereabouts and eventually convicted him of desertion-related charges. He served a few months in jail. After being released, Johnson moved to California, where he started a variety of rock and funk groups in the late 1960s and early 1970s. In 1977, James finally found success as a recording artist after signing with Motown's Gordy Records, releasing the album Come Get It in 1978, which produced the hits You and I and Mary Jane. In 1981, James released his most successful album, Street Songs, which included career-defining hits such as Give It To Me Baby and Super Freak. By the
Wait,
1990s,
what?
the
Whoa,
drug
wait. Rick James is Super Freak? Oh, okay. So I definitely know of his music. I just didn't know it was him that made it. Oh, I had no clue. I love that song. That song went so hard. Thanks, Reese. Karsten, Drag, Mitch, and the Bit Smokey. Early January Smokey.
Use was public knowledge. He was heavily addicted to cocaine and later admitted to spending $7,000 a week on cocaine for 5 years straight.
Cocaine's
on
a hell of
August
a
2nd,
drug. 1991,
James and his girlfriend Tanya Hijazi were arrested on charges of holding 24-year-old Frances Ali hostage for up to 6 days, tying her up, forcing her to perform sexual acts, and burning her legs and abdomen with the hot end of a crack cocaine pipe. All of this during a week-long cocaine binge. Ultimately, James untied the victim and she fled his house, eventually checking in to Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles, where her injuries were brought to the attention of police, and her story unfolded from there. Sadly, many of the allegations made by Ali were not upheld. Due to his strong legal defense team, James managed to avoid life imprisonment after being cleared of the torture charge. You see, this is only one of the many stories when it comes to Rick James being a horrible person. And it didn't seem like Rick James was apologetic, as when another one of his victims was recounting what she went through with him, he was seen audibly snoring in the courthouse. Other stories include minors, which I'd rather not talk about. This is another one of those things where people just seem to not talk